Hello and welcome everyone to another Northgard video on this channel. Today I want to talk about a few different things in Northgard, and I think just right now is a quite important time to talk about different things because we all know about the current lore situation, and there are also other things I definitely want to talk about with you guys. So I think this video should be quite important for now, so I'm trying to keep it at least a little bit short here, because at some point I can definitely talk me quite into a rage here, but I'm trying to keep it short, and I definitely want to know your opinion to this. So if you have an opinion to any of these points, I'm gonna come here to just write them down in the comments. I'll be happy to reply to them, because I definitely want to know what you guys think about all these situations right here. Let's start at the top with the most important topic I think we all know is quite important right now, and that's the current lore situation. Because lore just right now is a quite heavily used win condition, I would say. I heard from players that didn't see it that way, that they didn't had ultimate lore wins in the last time, that were mostly team players of course. But in FFAs and 1v1s you can definitely see that lore wins are the most dominant win right now, and if somebody is not winning on lore, then it's usually it were somebody going for lore and other one actually made so could stop him, or just failed to stop him, and therefore the other one gets the domination win. But this is mostly what I see in free-for-all and 1v1 games and 2v2 games right now, that some player will go for lore and the other player will defend him, because it's actually the strongest thing you can do right now, because you will quite have some problems if you go out with your army. There were also a little rant from Onlyrex in the Reddit. I think I'm gonna link it down in the description if you want to fly over that, where he gets to different topics. It's not just about the lore situation right now. He gets also into the giants in the Jotnar, how you might know them, and their heavy overpoweredness regarding with the goat clan, because the goat clan can actually go for the food trade there and just build an insane amount of trading posts, just gets his sheep out if he managed to have some sheep. There's of course a little bit of RNG in it, not just a little bit, there's quite a bit RNG in it to get a lot of sheep and getting the Jotnar close to you. But in team games it's actually quite valuable, and usually you have a quite good chance to find your giants there and make use of this very strong lore there. So I think it's no real discussion about that. The giants, how they are just right now, a little bit too strong. I think they should just be like nerfed down like the kobolds were. Maybe then get the charge rate of them a little bit smaller, so you will actually still see giants in a game right now. I think most games you see giants right now are the games where some player is going with 6 or 7 trading posts, just full hardcore on the giants, and then unlocks them for in 20 minutes or something. But if you get it down to 3 trading posts, like 3 trading posts is like the magic number I made in my head. Like there's definitely, you can go up or down on anything, but it's definitely, there needs to be a set number, because if you can go unlimited, the players will do it and therefore get unlimited value out of them, and that's actually not good if you want to balance something, if somebody can get unlimited value out of something. So, counting all together, attacks are just not as effective as they were before anymore. It's quite smart to say after they get debuffed that hard, but they are so ineffective just right now that I don't think that you can start a game and really say I want to go for a domination game if you don't play a team game, of course. If you play a team game with your teammates, it should still be possible to gun down a player, but doing that in a 1v1 or FFA you will have quite some problems, and especially in FFAs when you can usually not afford to colonize to all the enemy players, you will have quite some problems to get the last enemies down if they are not going for a military option. Because if they are just standing at home, building up their towers, having their defensive strategy ready, and just wait there with their villagers. They will easily get you down. And I know that the rush strategies earlier times were, yeah, quite too strong, and yeah, got a lot of players out of their game there, but they were quite active and I think quite fun. I had a lot of fun with this, and early aggression always made fast games. Like, I don't need to have ultra fast games like 50-minute games all the time. There can be definitely long games, but just having no option anymore to trying to go for a fast game, because it would just be suicidal right now to try any kind of rush, even when you have a quite good map, because the enemy will easily defend from it and you will have quite some, yeah, quite a hard time to get through the environment. I think that feels a little bit, yeah, funny right now, and we're gonna see where that actually ends. Because I would actually say that just right now there are still some players that are going for military options and going for fame and different victory conditions, but it will go around and more the players will only go for lore, and in the end I think that the play is really going to depend who has the circle of stone close to you. Have you 2 circles of stone, then you can already win the game before, because everyone will just go for a lore victory and no one will really try to stop the other player anymore, and I think that could lead up to a quite boring meta, and I would rather see an aggressive meta there with players trying to stop each other from rushing. But like, that's just my point here. I can definitely understand why players would not like that, but that would definitely be a little nightmare for me, that just in an FFA there are 4 players on the map and they all just rushing lore and every game is looking like this. So I wouldn't really like that. It's definitely not true right now. It's not happening like that right now, but there's definitely a chance that it is like this in the next time, when it's going to not change anything. I also think the Raven and Boar clan are not only the strongest clans right now because of their strong happiness bonus through the exotic goods for the Raven if he has a good RNG, or the Osmosis for the Boar clan if he has a good RNG. I think it's also because of the stalematiness of the game. These clans get a natural advantage because of their lore potential. Because the Raven clan will just naturally go for his shores and try to build docks on that, and if you have the docks already, why not set sailors in it and upgrade those things, because you will get happiness anyway through it. So he will just have a steady lore income without really doing something special. He will just do his thing and he will get his lore. And the Boar clan excels through his lore, so a boar not going on lore doesn't even just rhyme. It's a quite common thing. Like, it's always a little bit strange if you see a boar who's not good in lore. Like, not you don't even have to try to go for a lore win, but even if you go for also some fame tries on the Boar clan, it's actually quite hard because the food economy is not that strong. But usually you will then still see how the Boar clan is still going for quite a bit of lore, because he just needs his lores to really excel in the game like every other clan. But he also has the tools to go for that a little bit faster. And since upgrading buildings is not that worthy for the Boar clan right now, since he gets his handiwork and he doesn't get any discounts on upgrading buildings, it's usually the best thing to just go for this erudition and spam this lore stones and just try to rush that lore win. And of course the lore stone potential for the Boar clan even higher as for the Raven clan, but the Raven clan just has his sailors. So I would say the Raven clan has the more casual lore attempt, because he won't need to do so much more. He can go for erudition and maybe build 2 or 3 bonus stones and will have a quite solid lore prediction already. But the Boar clan can really go for this lore and maybe even build the Altar of Kings also and just have this insane lore production. If you give him a circle of stones too, like, the game will be over very soon. So getting out of the lore topic here, if you want to talk about that, just drop something in the comments. I would be stoked to answer that. And getting into the next topic, and that will be the difficulties in Northgard. And that is quite a interesting topic I heard in last time, because a lot of talking about that. You saw maybe the Guckymans Rant that were on Twitch in the last time. If you didn't, I'm just gonna drop that down in my description here, because I actually found it quite interesting what he said there. He talked about the different difficulties in Northgard and how he feels that on hard difficulty the pace of the game just feels way too slow right now. So it's all like a little bit like you're walking on glue. Can you imagine that? It's not like, it doesn't really feels right. And how he says, he said that he actually feels like medium difficulty feels a lot more fluent and better right now. And I would actually say that I feel the same. Like before the patch, it were actually okay-ish to play on the high difficulty. You had a lot of environmental attacks there, but the consumption and production were quite okay, and there were fast games were at least still possible, but just right now it's getting more and more impossible, and fast games are definitely out of the pool right now. So I gotta definitely support him in that way. He found really nice words for that you how you feel when you come from high difficulty games and you jump over to a medium difficulty game. You just feel really great, and it feels way more micro-ish. You are doing way more, and I could imagine that in team games you will even do a lot more. Game will just go a lot more fluent, and for me, I must also say it feels way more fun. Like hard difficulty of course made it a harder challenge, but how hard of a challenge must it actually be if you want to play that game quite often? I don't think it's gonna be all too hard. Like I don't have a problem anymore with all too much hard wolf attacks, but just the general pace of the game got hurt so much in hard difficulty that it's definitely still enjoyable and I have fun with it, but I gotta admit that medium difficulty actually makes a little bit more fun to me right now. And going into the 1v1 final, where actually quite of a stalemate happened, because T-Bag hit Expel in a quite early time of the game, not too early time of the game, but he hit them quite crucial, and Expel were crippled and couldn't really do anything, but he defended against the rush and could build up again. And this stalemate went on for about an hour. That T-Bag just ran into the into the base of Exper. Exper defended, and on and on and on and on. And games like this are actually, they don't feel good. I had quite some of these games, and having such a game in the final of a tournament is very, very unfortunate. So you have two players just standing in front of each other and not really knowing what to do. And this doesn't look that good if you are in a tournament final, of course, if the players are just out of options and just kind of stuck in doing the same thing again and again and again. And that's of course painful to watch. And I would say that this problem would maybe not completely away if you play it on medium difficulty or a little bit easier difficulty. But I think that the chance of something like this happening again would be hardly reduced, because you would have just faster games, maybe even some rush back again. I don't know if players would actually enjoy that, if rush games would be back into the game, but I would have nothing against it. And definitely in higher level games, I think that rushes belong to a game and should be possible, and maybe they should not be deadly, so you can do an 801 rush to completely kill your enemy, but it should at least be that effective that you say, okay, I have done something right now, I have hurt my enemy, and because he maybe didn't build, didn't upgrade his tower or something, I could do some damage there. But in high levels you will of course see upgraded towers, but at least let attacks still excel a little bit and still make them happen. Like, don't make it a total stalemate game, and definitely not in high level tournament games. With this, I definitely want to know your thoughts about this, because I know there are many different opinions on this. There are players who really love to rush other players, there are players who really don't like to get rushed or rush other players because they don't like the game style of it. but I think a little bit activeness in a game is always quite important for me, but maybe it's not for you. Maybe you want more like a stalematey game, maybe the game like it is right now is just perfect for you and you don't want to change anything, and I definitely would want to know that too, because yeah, it's really interesting to see different viewpoints on the game. And with those words, I actually want to close out the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a thumb up if you liked it. Please leave a comment if you want to comment something. And yeah, have a great day everyone, and maybe see you back in the next video. Ciao!